pillar is so strange. Hi, well, let's just get started. But we're going to talk interpretive things, maybe some technical things. Please take what is useful to you and discard the rest. But hopefully it will be useful to you and we'll have a lot of fun. Okay, so I think Emma's first. Okay.
Hi, I'm Emma Rose Sorensen. I live here in Chicago, and I will be singing a Mio song called Separation from a song cycle of 6 chants that were translated from Hebrew into French.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. You are so poised, and you have such a beautiful voice, and
Thanks.
wonderful choice of a song.
I know. I couldn't believe when I found this at the library.
Isn't it fun, like discovering things?
Yeah.
So, do you mind sharing with us why you chose, what inspired you to choose this? And
Yes. So, I just sang my first High Holy Days gig in a very long time, since I was a child, and so I wanted to do something in the Jewish tradition.
Okay.
Because I was actually very moved being with, all the familiar melodies. It was kind of like seeing old friends kind of thing. And when I was at the library, and I was looking through all these Mio songs because I knew that he had a history of migration and emigration. And I just liked the shape of these. Like, I hadn't heard them, and I can't sing through just by looking at everything, but I loved the shape and I loved the repetition of it.
Mhm.
And it reminded me a lot of like the chants that we did at the High Holy Days. So it was like the perfect fit. And then, Metzi sing this all the time. So I was like, great, let's do it.
It's a great mezzo tune, for
Yeah.
sure, 100%. I love that too, because it's one of the things that we're exploring this week is this idea that one of the things that we carry with us as we go from place to place is music. And it sounds like you've carried this kind of through your life in a way, which
yeah,
is...
and I didn't even realize, because it had been, 10, 15 years since I had attended synagogue. And somebody, actually, Anna, recommended me for a gig, and it turned into this beautiful experience where me and the quartet all became like family.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and hearing all that music again really brought up a lot of old feelings of community, and I didn't even realize how much I missed that.
How cool.
Yeah, and I'm not religious either, so
Thanks, but
you never
Judaism is
know.
more than a religion. It's also
Yeah.
yes. So
It's a community, it's a culture.
thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
So can you share with us now what you think this song is about?
So,
And let's keep it simple.
okay, keep I think this song is about separation. That's the title of the piece. I think it's about separating the divine and the secular. I think it's about separating pain and pleasure, and almost even duty and obligation and reality.
Huh, okay. So can you just give us tell us the first, this is 3 verses.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of heard that, right? So can you tell us what the first verse is?
Yes. So the first verse is saying, "He who can distinguish between the sacred and the profane, he will multiply your children and your money."
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's very positive opening.
Okay,
statement.
great. So then what is the second verse?
The second verse is, "What do we do? It's not working. We have so many children, but not enough food. But not enough money.
Not enough money.
And food is so expensive.
Right, we
Right.
can't even afford to buy bread.
Yeah, it's unobtainable."
And then the last verse?
The last verse, this is, "The day is over of the Sabbath," which Sabbath is the end of the weekly cycle in Jewish tradition. So it's the shadows, it's the sun goes down on the coconut tree kind of thing, where it's the shadow of the tree is falling, and there's nothing but crumbs on our plates. But the joyful week arrives,
Okay.
nonetheless.
So we have 3 distinct ideas, and then you say bonne semaine, or good week, every single time.
Yeah. Which is good Shabbos. It's kind of something you say robotically even.
Right. So when we say things robotically, it's kind of like, how are you, right? And then people automatically always say, I'm fine.
Fine, thanks.
Yeah, right? How are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks.
There's an undertone of,
There's an undertone to
I'm
that.
not okay.
And I kind of wonder why, I wonder if we can find some difference every single time we come back
Sure.
to that.
Yeah.
Can we start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Celui qui distingue le sacré du profane, nous pardonne
Cool. So that changed as you went through. What were you thinking?
I hear a lot of pain already in the music, and I don't know if that's just my experience, but I feel like in the chant repetition, there's this kind of heaviness.
Oh, yeah,
like
no, I mean,
generational heaviness.
Shane is like written to play like,
Yeah.
there's so many ledger lines that
Uh-huh.
like, if I were sight reading that, I would be like, I gotta count.
Yeah.
It's so low.
Yeah.
So I think you're right in hearing that heaviness.
So I feel
But
like
I'd like-
at the beginning it's like, we're gonna pretend like everything's okay and this is what the scripture says and everything's gonna be great.
Right,
And it's almost like living in
right.
kind of, we have to live in a fantasy at this point because
Ooh,
there's already nothing there.
I'm liking this.
Okay.
Already this first time like going through again, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I hear differences and I see differences and more specificity. Can we carry it into the next verse now?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that this thing that you've touched on is really, to me, the crux of the song, which is we are told to ascribe to this set of beliefs, and yet we have to contend with the reality in which we live, which doesn't match that,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
I think that's the tension of the song. I think that's part of why Shane's part is written so heavily. I know that the tune is already a pre-existing thing that Mio has arranged, but like as an arranger, he's making very specific choices, and I think you're kind of onto it.
Okay,
So I just want you to take it further. Can we try the next verse?
sure.
Que faire, ça ne va pas. Des enfants, il y en a, mais de l'argent, il n'y en a pas. Et le pain s'obtient péniblement.
Great. So you've basically sung exactly the same tempo, and like I can take rhythmic dictation off of what you're doing right now. Like I can I don't
You
even
want me
need
to
this.
smudge it for the words?
Yeah, and I just wonder, like, you've done the thing that's really proper in the beginning, right? And then now you're starting to ask, you're daring to ask questions, which in a faith situation is,
Risky.
yeah.
In an Orthodox Jewish, it's
Oh,
really risky.
I mean, like, you don't do that,
Yeah.
right? Exactly. So, I mean, I think you should definitely lean into that. And I think
Okay.
for me, that might mean like, I mean, the idea that you're asking a question in the first place is pretty bold. So
Okay.
what if you move the tempo just a little bit for a bar or two,
Okay,
you know?
yeah,
And then bring it back.
play with it.
Yeah, okay.
Que faire, ça ne va pas. Des enfants, il y en a, mais de l'argent, il n'y en a pas. Et le pain s'obtient péniblement.
Great. How did that feel to you?
So different.
It feels so much more interesting to me.
It's so much more conversational.
And I'm starting to suddenly, rather than just like tuning into the tune, I mean, this is the danger about folk tunes, right? They're like things we grow up with, and they're things that we take by rote. I always, growing up even in church, was something that always bothered me. Like we read the same things every year, we say the same, prayer every Sunday or Saturday or whatever, and it becomes this rote thing where we stop listening to what is actually being said. And suddenly now, I'm hearing a story, and I'm hearing a human experience.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I think that also like brings to life the verses rather than the chant,
Yes.
because I'm also feeling that the separation is, I'm telling the truth, I'm going to shul.
Right. But also, now, does the chant always have to be the same? When I was growing up in church, if it was a football game on a Sunday in the fall, my priest zipped through, zipped through the service. Those were the shortest services, and I was like, yes. Get me to the fellowship hour and get me home. So I don't know that it needs to always be the same, and so I wonder if you can carry some of that frustration in, and maybe that's volume, or maybe it's less volume, or maybe it's different articulation.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, I think it's marked forte or mezzo forte.
It's marked mezzo forte, which
but
to me, mezzo forte is an
could be
invitation, especially if it's repeated 3 times and it's always marked mezzo forte by a composer. I interpret that as saying, blank slate, have at it, because I've basically given you a nothing dynamic.
got it.
Mezzo something, make something of this thing.
Okay.
Can we just do, the last question before the bonus semaine? So, et le pain s'obtient péniblement. Sorry, Shane. Okay, that's way more moving and really beautiful.
I was so pissed.
I felt that. So I have one final question for you before we stop. Shane, do you mind playing the last chord progression you have, those last 2 bars? So that's an interesting choice to me, harmonically speaking.
Totally.
Why?
Because it sounds hopeful, and it sounds like renewal.
But at the same time, it's
But-
also the exact same thing he's done every single time. So is it hopeful, or is it like, ugh, we are just stuck in the same rut?
I know, nothing's better.
And I only ask that as a question because I don't think that there's a right answer.
Totally.
But what I do think is that as a performer, you have to make a choice,
Okay.
because that's how you end the song.
Okay.
And we don't have to do it again because you just ended it so beautifully. But I just want you to think about that as you go ahead. But thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
so generous.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. All right, is Anthony next?
and we three weary. Thunder of the rain-caught, and you, she, and I, waiting for nothing less. Do you understand the stillness of this house in Taos, under the thunder of the rain god? That there should be a wedding garden about this house in Taos is not so strange, but that there should be three bedding hearts in this one house in Taos, carries ugly things to show the sun. Tears you ask for the beaten breast of the moon. We can buy lovely things with money, you, she, and I. Yes, you seek as though you could keep this landlord's loveliness alone. Touch our bodies with our bodies are separate individual things. Touch our bodies with and completely through the red, white, yellow skins of our bodies, through the terrible sun. Not mine, not yours, not hers, but ours, not of souls. Blow quickly, wind, before we come back into the windlessness with our bodies, into the windlessness of our house in Taos.
You clearly don't need this.
Not this time.
That was great. Excellent. Thanks for memorizing that.
Yeah.
Have you performed this before?
No.
Oh, wow. Lucky us. That's cool. So just, do you mind sharing with us why you were
Pick
inspired?
this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Langston Hughes was a big poet for me as a middle schooler and then high schooler, and then rereading a lot of those poems because, you know, they take on new meaning like as you progress in life and the more things you read and you understand references and da-da-da-da-da. So it was really nice coming back to this piece. Robert Owens is also a fascinating person to me. I only knew a couple of songs from him like a year or two ago. Then I started digging and I'm like, oh, this is great stuff. Like he writes really dramatic. I mean, once he was at this stage of his compositional career, he's writing very dramatically, and he's in Germany at this point, and I think it's very touching that he would go back home to pick a poet for this cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's this story that he met Langston Hughes. And Langston Hughes gave him a book of poems and just said, see what you can do with these.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the reason why he set so much of his poetry. Cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
How does this feel to you to sing?
How does it feel?
Yeah. Just like physically.
It's dense piano stuff. So there's always points where I'm like, I don't know if anyone's catching me. You know what I mean?
Well-
like diction-wise, like it's like, is it just vowels or?
No. We got consonants. Actually, I was impressed from my vantage point over in that corner. I thought your diction was pretty good. Does the range feel comfortable?
It was very low today.
It feels low today. It's because
and
it's
it's very low today.
okay. Can you just tell me how do you ever talk about resonance in your work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your teacher?
Yes.
How do you approach that? Like how do you
approach resonance? in
Yeah.
general?
Like how do you think of it? How do you
When I think resonance, it's trying to have consistency in like the I always think of it as knowing the timbre and like the kind of quality of my best notes and trying to apply all of that to all parts of my range just with consistency and like a placement that's
Great, and I love that I'm seeing you do this because you're clearly thinking forward and up and like, okay. Could you do me a favor?
yeah.
Shane, I think we've done this in other things before, but do you mind doubling his line a couple times just sort of out of time on either octave? Yeah. And I just want you to do this thing where I want you to plug your ears sort of gently, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to hum. Yeah, like, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Barely hum, just for yourself.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you. We're going to do that again, but I want you to tell me, where do you feel it vibrating?
Like what part of my body or what?
Yeah, like where in your face do you feel it vibrating, or your head?
Yeah.
Can we try one more time? And can you do me one more favor?
Sure.
Shane will go like a little out of tempo. And can you slide between each pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, great, cool. Fantastic. So where's it buzzing?
So there's places where it's like right there, and then there's other places where it's like,
Right, and so you feel it move.
yeah,
And do you feel this engage when it moves?
yeah, at points, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, this is always a little weird exercise that I'll do, because then I'm like, oh, something's grabbing,
Yeah,
right? Which means that I'm falling out of this situation.
yeah.
Can you hum it again one more time? And I just want you to just keep it in that spot that you, yeah, do you mind?
Great, yeah.
So to my ear, I'm not inside your body, so I can't tell, but to my ear, it seems like that is all much more consistently in one spot.
The last time, yes.
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 Okay, cool. So can we just go from the beginning? You'll play your normal situation. And can we just aim all the sound into that spot?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
What
I
feel-
mean, could you tell, there was a I was like, oh, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It suddenly makes you aware of when things start to fall out of line, right? Does it feel easier though?
Yes. Especially on a sustained, yes.
To me, it just sounds out here like it's just slightly less work to produce the sound. I'm getting lots of nods, which makes me feel better about our work. Can we try it one more time?
Yeah.
And that, like, just pay attention to those spots where you feel it go like wackadoodle.
Yeah.
Uval for us, gentlemen, is it requires just a bit of extra effort in order to keep it in that spot.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever feel like
There.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, so, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
cool. That sounds way more even to me.
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
Yeah. The word beauty is different.
It was great to my ear. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Hopefully it felt great.
Yeah.
Good. So now, we're going to do this phrase again. I'm sorry to pick this phrase apart. And then I want you to think you were very generous about the consonants the first time because you were so concerned about spitting them out, right? I want you to take that much care, and I want you to use every single consonant as an articulator to make sure that you're still up in this place.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a facilitator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thunder of the rain-caught, and with me, smitten by beauty, smitten by beauty.
Great, let's keep going.
Thunder of the rain-caught, and with me, weary, weary.
Can we hum this phrase and see what happens?
Sorry.
Can we hum this phrase and see what happens? Do you mind doing the same thing with him, Shane? Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Does that feel different? What feels different?
It's less back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we sing in this place? Do you mind giving him those 2 pickups to that measure?
Thank you.
Thunder of the rain-caught, and with me, weary, weary.
Excellent.
Thunder of the rain-caught, and to she and I, waiting for nothingness.
Excellent. So, if that's helpful to you, please take that throughout this song because I think it might help you.
Absolutely.
In the last few minutes that we have with this song, I just want to shift gears now and ask you, what do you think it's about?
This one's a big one.
Yeah, it's a really complex. Like, it's funny. This poem stymies even like people who study
Yeah, yeah.
Langston Hughes for a living.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what do you think?
It's like in 4 parts. There's like a part that's rain. Well, first of all, let me get to the gossip part. There's a certain amount of gossipy, like another prominent composer that era, Gene Toomer. There was a big relationship with Greenwich and Taos and like that intelligentsia community, and I know that Mabel Lujan had a home down in Taos that was kind of like the salon. And I know that Gene Toomer spent a lot of time when he was, or a lot of time in Taos with her and her lover then, but then future husband, Tony Lujan, who was a Navajo man. So I think, to me, this was an escape for them where they're all in this swirl, snarl together in this completely foreign area where they feel as though they can be themselves. They can not worry as much about things that they would have had to during the 1920s in America in New York.
Right. So, just to be clear, we surmise this song is about those 3 people
Yeah.
who were in a messy romantic
Messy,
situation.
Yeah.
A non-traditional.
A little throupley.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Cool. So then, if it is about that, what is the story you're trying to tell us?
Yeah. I think first of all, it's just marveling about the idea of the rain and the thunder itself. But then once we get to that little interlude, and it's do you understand the stillness? It's kind of this reflection of, even though it's so loud with like the weather hitting the house, there's still like a sort of stillness and quietness. Even in like the barren garden, there's still something beautiful that it can shelter these 3 barren hearts. And then it's kind of, by the end, it's wishing that the wind will blow like all the souls together so that we can be one in this moment.
Okay, so then here's my question for you. This sounds really basic. Is this a happy throuple?
No.
Okay.
I think this is a turbulent throuple.
Yeah, with some issues. And
Yeah.
so the basic wish is for some happiness?
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a certain amount of stillness, but you still have to plead to ask to be bound together, you know?
And so as a singer, are you one of these three people?
I hadn't thought about that. I guess I would have to be. Because
I mean, I don't think-
them, do you understand the stillness? I feel it's like a conversation to them, you know, where I'm asking them if they understand the stillness, and then it's back to myself, like wishing. One of my favorite parts is the terrible snarl, and it's like snarl like the aggressive sound, but snarl like I take it as tied together. To
Yeah.
it. Like we're tied together, but there's still this kind of aggressive nature to it.
So can we
I guess
sing?
I would have to be.
Okay. So with
But then Langston.
what?
No, I said, but then Langston was a part of the throuple itself. Anyway, go. Yeah.
So with this idea, I'm just trying to make this a bit more specific in your brain
Yeah.
so that you have this to communicate to us. So let's go with you are someone in this situation and it's messy and you wish for it to be better. With those three things in mind, can you sing another chunk of this piece before we have to stop because of time?
Do you have a preference?
Can we, like right where we stopped would be great. Shane, do you mind giving him like the 4 measures of,
Thank you.
yeah.
Understand the stillness of this house in Taos, under the thunder of the rain god.
Great. So what have you just said in plain English?
Do you get the situation that we're in right now?
Yes. Do you see how like just saying that your eyes like take on this whole different? Can you put that in here?
Yeah.
Also, it's Taos. So you don't even though I know that he's done
the
Taos,
expanses, yeah.
Taos. Yeah. Okay, wait. So what I see right now is he's played some quarter notes. I've got a half note. Do you yeah?
Yeah.
When you take in your breath, I want you to think to yourself, like, do you get it? Do you get why this is important?
Yeah.
Okay.
Understand the stillness of this house in Taos, under the thunder of the rain god, that there should be a bed in garden about this house in Taos is not so strange, but that there should be 3 bedded cots in this one house in Taos, all carries ugly things to show the sun.
Good. It's better. Way better. When you started that phrase, I was like, whoa, I'm very interested in what he has to say. We have to stop because of time. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. This song is very cool, and like I love how interested you are in it, and you're doing very well.
Thank you.
But time,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys. So sorry.
Hello, my name is Haley Cohen, and I will be singing Villancico Vasco by Joaquin Lee.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I didn't know this song, and I'm so glad you brought it because it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Do you want to share with us why you
Yeah.
were inspired?
I was given these two songs from the Villancico Españolas in song class, and I just loved how simple they were, but really how touching and beautiful they are.
Yeah. No, it's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. And again, it's like one of these folk arrangements they're so amazing. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, you know, it touches a really deep part of us. Tell us what this is about.
So it's a Christmas carol, and it's saying, come home and eat chestnuts. Your father will laugh, and your mother will be happy, and we'll all enjoy this day together.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's like mom saying, come home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. I love how musical you are and how you want to be expressive with your body, but I wonder if we could try finding a little bit more physical stillness with
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have the same issue, so that's probably why I'm like, oh, okay. Awesome. Does that feel different to you?
Yeah. I want to move. And I know that it's definitely more compelling, especially for this song to be still.
Right. Can I ask you, does it feel differently from a vocal standpoint?
Yeah, I felt more connected this time.
Do you guys hear that? It actually has a radical difference out here in just in the vocal sound that you're producing. It sounds more grounded.
Yeah.
And we end up getting more lower fundamentals of your beautiful sound.
Okay, yeah.
So I think it's an important thing.
Yes.
If you want to move, can you put that movement into your shaping of the phrase?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because, again, as singers, we always want to show, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's more about doing than showing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can we try one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, better. Can you do even more?
Yeah.
Right now, again, it's one of these things where I'm like, I can take rhythmic dictation from this, and
Yeah.
that's so cool. You've learned this so well. Brava.
Yeah.
But all that stuff that you were doing with your body, put that into the music, in the phrase.
Okay.
Even in the first thing, you sing the same word twice, right?
Yeah.
Cut the first one short and
Okay.
move ahead. Shane will be with you. He's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he's not playing the Rachmaninoff piano concerto over there, so he has the flexibility to kind of join you and accommodate whatever it is that you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you go right on her.
Great. So every single time you sing this phrase, I see you at least raise up this way. What is your intention? What do you feel the phrase is doing there?
I feel like it like lifting and then coming back down.
Oh, lovely. I agree.
Yeah.
And you've got this like beautiful hairpin there. So like,
Yeah.
totally. Can you do that with your voice and
Yes,
not?
not my body.
And in fact, if anything, from just a technical nitpicky standpoint,
Please.
like if you're going to think that, you don't actually want to think up. You want to think down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, please.
Ator muti lecera, gastania simile cadera.
Beautiful. Great, 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 great. Great. Does that feel different?
Yeah, really different.
It
yeah.
just, like out here, it's a tiny difference, but like to me, that just feels more grounded.
Yeah.
And then for me, thinking in a larger context, if I was doing this in the context of a larger recital, I would know that I had saved myself like 3% of energy so that when I get to whatever comes next, I'll have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't
Yeah.
be so tired. I
Yeah.
won't be tanked. I won't be, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that it's good. So then, again, he gives
Yeah.
you these markings, right? Like,
Yeah.
he gives you an accent there. This is long.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that about? It
it's
can be,
kind-
go ahead.
No, like like entice, like another tactic to kind of entice, you know, the person to come back home or.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So then if you're going to try and entice the other person to come back home, and you're going to do that through an accent on this B natural, what does that mean? Does that mean you're going to bounce it a little bit? You're going to lean on it for a second?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there are
maybe.
these options,
Yeah.
and like right now you're singing 4 straight 16th notes that are
Right,
all the
right.
same volume, all the same articulation, beautifully legato, which I love. Thank you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we just go from Gus, the last system?
Yeah.
Ooh, so you did it with your body.
Yeah, I did.
You did it with your body. Can you do it with your voice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Gastanya.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
It takes more breath this way, right?
Yeah.
Great, and also I'm shouting at you like, great job, which I'm sure is super distracting. Fantastic. Like now it's getting a little bit of shape.
Yeah.
The other thing about the way this is structured and what Shane is doing so beautifully is that he's providing you with this like 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Within these beats, I can do anything
Yeah.
as long as I land on the big beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have room in there to play like you just did.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you can go even further.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Fun.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yes. Great. So again, that was great. Does that feel good?
Yeah.
Does it feel
was
fun?
Really fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys enjoy that more? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's really expressive. And then like now I'm like really charmed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Again, you're going up to an E. I know, and you've got the hairpin situation, and
They're like, "Meep."
yeah, right.
Okay.
Can we go from Aitaren ta amaren?
Yeah.
Yes. try the repeat and see what happens. So good. It's getting better.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's so hard.
Body
It's
is
so hard.
like-
It's the worst. It's the worst when you're like an expressive person who's just dying to express yourself and like this person you do not know
No.
that you just met 10
appreciate
minutes
it.
ago is like, please hold yourself in a straitjacket. I totally get it. Thank you. Like you're doing great work and I encourage you to continue working in this
Yeah.
direction. It says ritardo appena and then you've got a rallentando after this. So,
Yeah.
and you're doing it twice.
Yeah.
I wonder if you guys, we might like really milk this ending.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, leave yourself somewhere to go.
Okay.
However,
Yeah.
like, I mean, because it's 5 bars to make
Yeah.
that happen. But like, I think to me, the difference between when I see retard, that to me, and rallentando. Retard means to me, over this moment, be slower, and then go back to whatever you're doing. Rallentando to me means, and you always see it with these dashes, let's get progressively slower.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's part of the way you can build time in it.
Yeah.
When he says ritardo appena, to me that means like take a lot of time.
Okay.
And so I think really wait before you go. But then when you go,
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you can rallentando on the last system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah. Totally.
Can we go from the aitaran again?
Yeah.
Ooh. Can you take more time?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Also, what happens if, since we did follow his instructions so well the first time with that crescendo up to the E, what if we're like, maybe we'll just ignore that this time and do something exactly the opposite?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we do the same place?
Yeah.
Okay. It was good. You telegraphed with your body.
totally
And then you know what part of the reason I pick on it is just because there's something about the way you move that like it suddenly cuts you off from this.
Yeah.
Right? And then suddenly you lose the grounding. And so like I want you to keep that and I wonder what happens if you try and sing piano and stay on your foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One more time.
Good try.
Great.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yes.
It was good. I wonder if you can go even softer.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own piano. So, I mean, I feel like sometimes when someone says softer, it's misleading. I mean, dynamics are not really about decibels. They're more about color,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so, and color is such a fraught word when we talk amongst singers because everybody's like, I'm looking for my sound and I've got to stay in my resonance and I got to stay lined up and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we don't want to hurt ourselves by like doing something that creates garbage, you know?
Right.
For lack of a better word. But like, what if you think I'm gonna whisper this?
Yeah.
Or like, I think it's about making a rather than I'm going to sing soft or harness myself in, like we got to find a verb that kind of gives you that.
Yeah.
Thing.
I like whisper. I
Okay,
like that.
let's try
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Not very connected.
No, but it was way better, and there was something very special about when you're thinking whisper.
Yeah.
George Shirley once said to me, and I'm sure he said this to tons of other people, but one thing he said to me that I thought was really valuable that stuck with me is when you're thinking about color, rather than creating it, we have to think it.
Yeah.
You know, if I think blue, blue will come out of my mouth, kind of a thing.
Okay.
And I think in that way, in the similar vein, like if you think whisper, like that creates something quite special.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll play around with that. Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you so much.
your willingness. Great, beautiful singing.
Hello, my name is Amanda Cole, and I would like to sing Mi Poi Krasavica pro mnie by Rachmaninoff.
dei piedi si incrosi e ciao
Beautiful. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
It's a gorgeous song, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So do you want to tell us why you were inspired to choose it?
Well, I have always loved this song. I had studied it a little bit when I was younger and didn't really feel like I could give it justice. The song is about a person who's missing their homeland, in this case Georgia, and I really identify with that. I grew up in a military family, so I moved around a lot, and there were always moments of remembrances and longing to be back where I was, but having to stay where I was.
Great. And so what are you saying here at the beginning?
This person has been sung to. This person is singing a melody that is reminding me of my homeland, and I'm asking them to stop, to please stop singing, because it brings me so much pain and reminds me of a time and place that I don't want to go back to right now.
It brings up too much pain.
Yes.
Amazing. Great. Can we try a bit of this? So first of all, this song is structured so brilliantly. Do you hear the melody? Or do we hear the melody that you're hearing?
Yes.
Where is it?
The da-da-da-da.
Yes, right. So it's Shane's right hand.
Yes.
Okay. So let's try this and we'll dig into it. Oh no, give us the whole melody again. Come on, Shane, it's so good. Do not rob us of this pleasure. Can I stop you? This is part of the reason why I wanted to do this. Not just because it's beautiful and you play it beautifully, but also there's something to. I see you tend to favor this leg a lot, which I'm jealous of because I recently had surgery on this leg, so like, I wish I could favor that leg. So, can you? Yeah. I think just I'm not saying don't move, don't sway, but like I think when we are performing and we're trying to command, there's no sets, no costumes. Like we don't have those luxuries. You don't have the luxury of like an amazing wig and like, you know, and other people and like ballet dancers around you to like grab the audience's attention. Right. And there's something about, you ever seen like a teacher who like, when they're trying to get a hold of a classroom full of like 8-year-olds, they get quiet and still, and suddenly everybody is like, whoa, I have to pay attention to that person. In our bodies, if we do too much or if it's extraneous, then it suddenly invites distraction in a strange way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you hearing this, and I want to focus on that as opposed to, she likes her right leg, and I'm so jealous of that.
It shakes, don't be jealous.
watch her face while she was standing still? Like, I was riveted. Because something about the stillness makes me believe you more. And I was already moved, which, like, after that introduction,
Right.
which is already so beautiful, I'm, like, so primed for, like, you to open your mouth and sing. And then when you do open your mouth and sing, what is it, a G? That G is, like, way in tune. Yeah?
Yeah.
So like it has this like added benefit of like also like making the singing even better than it already was.
Okay.
Yeah?
Got it.
Beautiful. So now, here's my question for you. The way this is structured, you've got a couple tenutos, right? It says tenuto here on this G, you've got a tenuto here, there. And then we get the moving eighth notes again, and you take over that melody that you don't want to hear anymore. And then you do that for like, what is this, 4 bars, and then 5 bars, and then he instructs meno mosso. However, you're slowing Shane down right when you come back in again, which means if the meno mosso, he has nowhere to go.
Oh, okay.
And in the run through just now, which was beautiful, because you did that, he actually had to speed up.
Okay.
I wonder if after you get to like, and you move it,
Okay.
drive the bus, and because you don't want to hear it like, ugh, like, yeah?
Okay, got it.
But then you can't help yourself and you have to sing it, so. Can you go from the chord before that? Great, better. So I love that you moved it and he had to catch up with you, which was really cool. But then there were a couple times where he had to wait for you. Can
Yeah.
you like keep pushing him? It's
Okay.
almost like you're so angry at the song you want to like abuse it. Do you know what I mean?
Got it.
Like it should sound beautiful because it's a beautiful melody, but it shouldn't sound as like easy as it did for Shane at the beginning. Oh my gosh, right direction. Does that feel okay to you?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I like the forward motion. Obviously, it helps me sing it better, but it also feels more intentional. Like I don't want to hear this, and like you said, I want to abuse it and just be done.
Yeah,
with it.
like I got to get through this phrase because whatever. But like
Right.
we're done with
Like,
it.
Stop.
Yeah. Can you do even more? I think the opportunities to really push forward are if you come in early, it will feel to you, or maybe you will actually. And I'm sorry, Shane, if you hate what I'm doing right now, but if you come in early after rests, and also dots. If you have a dot, you've got an opportunity to move.
Okay.
Yeah. One more time. That was excellent. Oh, that's so cool. Great. How does that feel?
So much better.
Okay, what feels better about it to you?
The pacing feels better.
Oh, yeah,
For
and
sure. I was like dragging.
Do you guys like get compelled by this drama? Like, yes. Great. And then your meno mosso makes sense, right? And it suddenly feels like it's really quite petulant in your face in a way because it's like, I'm
Yeah.
still going to be
Sorry.
easy, like whatever. You deal with your issues. Here, this is a musical thing for me. When I am, just for coordination purposes, right now I see you taking time where it says retard, and then you do the tenuto. I wonder though if you could make the retard could stretch over the entire beat so that you get 4 even 16th notes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we go from is that a bad place to start?
No.
Okay.
I think he's
It's the pickup to the last system.
Oh, big class system.
Sorry. I'm sorry. How's your Cyrillic today?
Hahoshi.
That's the right direction. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Can we do it again just so it feels comfortable?
Yeah.
There's something about that to me that, first of all, I'm hoping that it makes it easier to line up with what's going on underneath, and it makes it very clear like how much time
The tenuto.
you're like signaling to everybody like brakes are on, people, and my G is going to be long and fabulous.
Okay.
Yeah. Excellent. One final adjustment. So after you, rubato, right? Like it means to rob. Unfortunately, in music, you have to give it back. So you took all that time after the G, and you gotta go.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
again, he's got a meno mosso, so that has to
Right.
make sense.
Okay.
Just emotionally speaking, I'm not trying to just be like rhythm police over here either. Like to me, it feels like a stronger gesture. I don't know if it feels like that to you.
Absolutely.
Okay, like
Absolutely.
we get more of the idea that you're trying to communicate on an emotional level is also stronger
Okay.
and more concise and more precise so that it has a much more direct impact to all of these wonderful people who are watching.
Yes.
Yes. Great. So up until here, really great. And you're standing much more still. And guess what? That like A, awesome. I hate that note when I sing the song. Sounded super easy and it was super in tune. Wonderful. Again here, I don't know that you want to necessarily move it, but right now it's getting slower and slower.
Okay.
I know that you need time to get up there to like float the situation. But don't let it completely unravel.
Okay.
I think it'll also help you because I mean, like you're really very much in tune until you get to the G and the F sharp, and then it starts to sag. And I wonder if it's because you're running out of breath.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, the way you'll signal this is the 3 pickups.
Right. Okay.
Can we go from piacione again? Yes, thank you. Great. That was better. Does that feel okay? Great. So then the tricky thing about this, you have to keep coming down to an E, which is super obnoxious because it's below
Right.
the turn, which is like so irritating. Thanks, Sergey. Because of that, like really make sure you're not letting everything drop every single time you come down to those 8th notes. I still want you to sing them as you are, which is beautiful, but I think of, okay, I'm gonna pick up that one, and I'm gonna pick up this one so that I can still stay up here.
Okay.
Yeah? Excellent. That's way more in line, way better. Can you tell me what vowel you're thinking up there? I want to know specifically what vowels you're thinking on A, G sharp, and G natural.
Na, fa, mi, na. On A, and then G sharp, more of an
Okay.
and then F, na, fa, mi, na.
The G is what?
Or the G.
Anya.
Kind of rounding, like
Okay.
tall.
Can you just try like a tiny experiment with me in vowel modification?
Sure.
Can you know the French word jardin?
Jardin.
Yes. That second vowel, that nasalized whatever a vowel. Could you mix a bit of that into all 3 of those notes?
Yes.
Let's see what happens. Thank you. So, that sounds radically different to me out here.
Okay.
How does it feel to you?
It felt like a small adjustment, actually. I didn't feel like I was really going but I could feel that kind of behind the vowel a little bit, yeah.
So out here, there's more, and I hope you guys hear what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing more core to your tone up there. So even though it's soft, it's like that thing that we're always looking for is in the room, which is really beautiful. It's way better in tune.
Okay.
There are a lot of ways people, I don't have a female voice box. So like we have different apparati and we have to do different things in different parts of the range. But in my experience in working with female voices, it tends to, some people talk about that like biting the apple or like a whole like different kind of thing. But I think what's helpful about that idea for me is that it's a specific vowel to shoot for.
Sure.
And like I just feel like as singers, if we don't have a vowel, we don't have anything. So.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And it gives some direction to the song, sure.
Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Really beautiful.
Good evening, my name is Samuel James Deweese, and I would like to sing La Barqueta by Reina Rohan.
Andem in barchetta, atonico dito che fece nel cava per goder sta bava che subia dal mar. Che gusto contarse ha, soieti ignaguna, e al chiaro dei luna sentirse affogar. Tipo de avvento e a far senza mia cara, che zeffiri a gara ti vos ventoiar. Seghe tra dei ori chi troppo indiscreto vogliesse dal petto il velo strappar. No baraste fratoie soietizzasemo e toglier saremo e attendo a menar.
Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Really beautiful. You have such a gorgeous voice, and I love this song. I'm sure lots of people in this room love this song. You obviously love this song. You want to tell us why what inspired you to choose it?
Yes. I had forgotten that I had heard the song before. A friend of mine sang it in their final recital when we were doing our master's degrees, and I had just completely forgotten it. And last year, when I was very sad in like June, I started singing outdoors at people's houses with like glorified karaoke, like a speaker with piano tracks. And I got rebooked at a couple places, and I was like, I need new songs. And so I was just like going through like YouTube and listening to things on Spotify, and a recording of this was like maybe suggested at the end of something else, and I was like, sure, and I was captivated.
Wow, the algorithms have like done us good. Google is like, please say that into a microphone, which you actually have.
It'll be all over the internet.
Yeah.
So that's how it landed kind of in my life again, I suppose. And An is an immigrant, was an immigrant. And so this was something that I wanted to explore, I guess, maybe the idea. I also have lived abroad, and that's where I heard the song, I guess, for the first time. And so there's a lot of, I think, frustration and ideas of sadness that can come with this subject matter. And this is a song that's just like beautiful and sexy and fun. And I wanted to have that side of the experience.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing that. You sing it beautifully. Can you tell us what it's about?
Yes. 3 verses, and
Give us the one sentence summary first.
It's about like a long date where all you want is to go home with the person.
I love that summary. So, if you've got 3 verses, what is the first verse?
Come with me, let's go, have a nice time.
Okay, great. Second verse?
It's like scooch closer on the bench. How nice is it to be outside and there's no one else here and we can just whisper sweet nothings to each other? Ah.
And then the third verse?
Scoot closer and address the elephant in the room that is the person who's boating us around and say, if anything happens, I told him to look the other way and pay attention to the water, so hello.
I love that. So, you have a really lovely piano sound, which is really, I appreciate that because, so often as singers, we are so concerned about, first of all, we're in these opera houses or we're in opera training programs and we're like very focused on projecting sound out. And I love that you like allow this vulnerability into your sound and are looking for those colors, which is so beautiful. I wonder if you give away your trump card too soon. At the beginning of this, it's marked mezzo forte, and then it goes down from there. So, and to me, it felt like I had this feeling in the second verse, like, were we at mezzo forte? I feel like we were at piano, and we're kind of like, we're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So, can we start? And I mean, what I loved also about your summary was that your summary was very matter of fact, right? Like at the beginning, it's like, we're on a date. And even the way you said it was mezzo forte. Like it was louder, and then as you described each verse, it got softer and softer. So can we start at the beginning and let's try being maybe a little bit more generous with straightforward mezzo something sound.
La notte bea fa presto ninetta, andemo in barchetta I freschi acciappar.
Excellent. I love that. How does that feel to you?
A lot more solid.
Yeah, well, it sounds really beautiful. The other thing is you're very musical about like playing with rhythms. But one of the things about this song is the trick is you're in public, right? So you can't actually, as the way you framed it, you can't actually do the thing you want to do because that is a private thing. So you're sort of hamstrung. And obviously, as the way you described it, you're constantly trying to like work your way around that limitation. But can you rhythmically not force him to move?
Yes, I can.
If Shane can keep that sense of 2, and you can just anything you want in between, but 1 and for you 1 and 4, because you're in 6/8, should always roughly line up with Shane, and Shane should not have to budge at least for the first verse.
Yeah.
La notte bea fa presto ninetta, andemo in barchetta I freschi acciappar, a toni godito.
Great. Can that be even more? It's funny, he's got like mezzo forte, hairpins, 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 mezzo forte right on that phrase. To me, that's a signal to say we're back up at where we were, at least. Is that cool? Can we try it?
Anno te bea, fa presto Ninetta, andemo in barchetta i freschi a ciappar. A Toni godito che fece nel cava.
Great. I love it. Do you like it?
I'm a lot more comfortable.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. This is great. It sounds, I don't know, it just sounds like there's more bravura to it, which is, I think, one of your tactics to like seduce Ninetta,
Yeah.
right? So here, you've got a shape going where it's like 2-bar phrase, decrescendo, 2-bar phrase, gay crescendo, and then here you did beautifully as I asked, and you like came in stronger. But then you went up to the D, and then you started decrescendo again. But the phrase doesn't actually end, right? Because you've got to keep going. It keeps going up, and yeah. So let it grow. Like follow the shape of that line a little bit. One of the traps about folk singing folky songs or songs that are sort of modeled after folk songs is that the repetitiousness of it can be very seductive to fall into like a pattern. And what's always most interesting is breaking that pattern whenever you can. And I think this is one of those opportunities.
Yeah.
Can we just go right there from that phrase? Do you mind giving like, yeah, thanks.
Antoni godito che fece nel cava per goder scabava che subia dal mar.
Oh my God, great. Yeah, look at that. People love it. You know what's cool about it is like we just get like the full glory of your voice for a second. I mean, we always are getting the full glory, but like there's just this, it's very exciting. And I love that you kept it up for the ah. I noticed that you're taking first of all, bravo for making it through that entire long phrase situation, and then you take a breath here, right? Mm-hmm. Is there a way that, right now I'm having the sense that you're taking the breath because you are running out of breath? Yeah. So, is there a way to like
I can sing the breath, yes.
Well, no, I mean, yes, or just like, I never care where anybody breathes, honestly. Like, I know some people have really strong opinions about that, and honestly, my opinion is if these people out here watching are not going to remember where you breathed, breathe, whatever, you know, where you took a breath, because the only time they're going to remember is if you run out. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a long phrase, so if you feel like you're running out, just cut off early, but like do it in the character and like make it like, oh, hey, I'm going to take a breath. It's part of my, you know, seductive charm. Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we go from the ah? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. You're not helping yourself that time?
No.
Let's try one more time.
Che gusto contar
we know you can do this verse excellently because you have demonstrated that so amply at the beginning. Now, if that's where you were, can we start the third verse and see what happens? And you have to go down from there.
Yeah.
And why are we going down? I think it's because you've described it so beautifully. You're moving in even closer.
Yeah.
So.
Segue tra deori chi troppo indiscreto vogliese dal petto el veo strappar no paraste frotto
Okay, great. That was really good. Can you go even further?
Yes.
I think, again, whispering, like this idea of whispering always
Yeah, that
helps
was
me. Okay. So maybe let's try that toy. And here's what I know he marks hairpins here, like this one hairpin or whatever, but like what if we just kept it all in this place?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Great.
Segue tra deori chi troppo indiscreto vogliese dal petto el veo strappar no paraste frotto soietizassemo e togner saremo e attendo
Oh my God, that's so good. We have to stop. That is so awful that we have to stop. But you sound gorgeous, and that was really great. Does it feel different to you?
Yes.
It's like, I don't know, it gives me chills. It's the kind of thing where I'm like, oh yeah, I know what he's going for. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I'm sorry we have to stop. We started a few minutes late, so we're gonna go over to give you time, just a little bit. And if people need to leave, like, please do what you need to do.
I'm bringing this with me because Czech is new for me.
No, fine, please. So I assume you're singing in Czech.
Yes.
Great.
Hi, my name's Anna Lorenzo. I am performing Navzdi by Kapralova.
Dio che così tanto chi
Excellent, excellent. Kapralova is amazing stuff. So, would you care to? Beautiful. You sound beautiful as always, and very poised as always. Would you mind sharing with us why you chose or why you were inspired to choose this?
Yes. I'm actually doing a female composer's recital upcoming, and this is paired with some Clara Schumann in a set. And this piece in particular I thought was really poignant, knowing a bit more about her life. She died very, very young and had to leave her home, Czechoslovakia, because of German occupation. And then she went to Paris and then got very sick and then had to flee German occupation again and then died. And she wrote this piece during the last year that she would ever see her homeland. And the text itself talks about someone may leave and never return. So I thought it was very appropriate.
Amazing. So, I feel like you've got like a really, is this newish for you? Or yeah, you've got a really, really solid start on it. It's really quite good. I think, again, like you've got a really poised piano sound, and I wonder in the forte sections if you might be a little bit more generous with it. I also wonder, just if you don't mind me asking about this vowel modification, like what vowel are you thinking on the F sharp?
A little bit of in my
Okay. Would you be willing to try that nasalized thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we go from the beginning? Actually, no. The beginning was beautiful. Can we go from the third system?
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
Like there's a nice, how do I say this, like taut surface for that to kind of bounce off of.
Yes, like it's vibrating on something. As you do that, don't lose your beautiful grounding that you have.
Okay.
It was so great that it started to drift just a hair sharp, which, but actually I mean, like when you hear really great singers, have you noticed that they're the ones who are sharp? Like tenors, like you get to the end of Nessun Dorma and you're like, that was not a B flat, but it was so cool sounding. So it's the right sensation. I think that's why I'm trying to say is that you're in the right direction. Just don't, because it's just an F sharp.
Yeah.
But for me, whenever a woman sees an F sharp, we have to think about something. Yeah, right? Okay. Same place. Also, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
You are singing through here, but there's a comma. I wonder how you might feel about restarting this phrase here.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
I think it might allow you to set up for a more pianissimo thing that then launches you to whatever forte you get to over those.
Yeah.
And that's actually, notice, you've got like very short amount of time here to get there.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to want that breath in order to kind of...
Great. Okay.
Yes. It's radically different, right?
Yeah.
It's good though. That was really in tune.
Okay.
That was great. I don't know if you guys hear this, but to me, I hear more core to the sound out here, and so it just sounds a little bit more voluminous.
We love that.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Poco Animato. Right now, Shane is driving the bus, which thank you, Shane. But can you go together? Like, let's hold hands and run up the hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there from the top of this page.
That
Does
was
it feel
better.
okay?
I just know that was better.
It was, I mean, I thought so.
Yeah.
Was it just because you had a second crack at it, or did you try something different?
No, I tried something different.
Okay,
Yeah.
it sounded to me like you tried the thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'm glad it's working for you. Great. That's really exciting. Do you feel how like that like gives you both some real schwung, and then actually it empowers Shane to go even further, which means you can really, like, we get swept up in this, and we
Yeah.
get this image of, like, you know, being in this place where she's watching geese fly somewhere, and like there's motion.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you want to try that again, or do you want to? Let's try
Yeah.
that again. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
about that. Okay, great.
Great. Can we do it one more time?
Yeah.
That was really excellent. It seems like it feels quite natural to you now, which is great. Can you just think more, adding more breath now to the pianissimo? I mean, I guess it's the same kind of whisper thing. I know it's like an obnoxious place in the voice to want to like do that.
It's so hard. Okay.
I know, but like, so now you've got that like locked onto that like firmly resonant like place. So what happens if you surround that or feed breath into that and add that extra little? Now that you've added resonance, let's add some breath and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay? Same thing. To me, does that feel easier?
Yeah. More vulnerable, but the outcome is better.
Right, and I mean, hopefully it feels, this is the thing, right? We're always looking for vulnerability, but we don't want our voice to fall apart, right? So hopefully it feels like it's more vulnerable but secure.
Yeah.
Okay.
More secure by like controlling here less.
Yes. Okay, great. Oh, excellent. Wow, you've just made my evening. Let's just take this home. You want to just do the last page? And
Yeah, great.
good? Sorry, Shane. That last note is in the left hand is so cool because it is so not right. So here's my question now for you. What is different about this from the beginning?
The first time is excuse me, seeing it in real time, like actually seeing the geese.
Mm-hmm.
And then something about the middle section, realizing like, wow, this place, like there's no more stars anywhere in the world. This place is pretty nice. And then that like realization, oh, like the geese are leaving, people leave. Some of them come back, some of them don't.
Okay.
I don't want to say like not foreshadowing, that's a stupid word.
No, but like you've had a different insight into the first thing that you
Yeah.
observed.
Yeah.
So can you telegraph that for us in this
Mm-hmm.
repeat? Can we do it one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. That makes the last note make sense to me now, the way you've interpreted it. Like, you have telegraphed that like, oh, there's something wrong with this beautiful thing that I've seen. Like, I like that, personally.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
This is informed it much better and made that a little more secure on top.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you sound
you.
beautiful as
Thank
always.
you.